The molten wind howled across the blackened plains of Mustafar. Amid the smoke and ash, a figure clawed his way from the lava banks. Armor melted, flesh seared, eyes still burning gold. Anakin Skywalker was not dead. He was reborn in agony. Palpatine had abandoned him. The Chosen One had been reduced to a broken pawn. But in the ruins of his body, a singular truth hardened. He would no longer kneel to anyone. Anakin commandeered a separatist shuttle, its droids barely recognizing the scarred figure issuing commands. By the time Palpatine sensed his survival through the Force, the shuttle was already descending upon Coruscant. The Senate was in chaos, the Clone Wars ending, and the galaxy ripe for conquest. Anakin stormed the Imperial Palace, lightsaber in hand. The guards fell before him like shadows before fire. When he reached Sidious, the Master smiled, expecting loyalty. What he received was fury. "You tried to kill me," Anakin snarled, blade igniting in crimson reflection. "Now I'll finish what you started." Their duel shattered durasteel columns and scorched the marble halls of the Senate chamber. Lightning crackled, saber met saber, and then silence. When the smoke cleared, Palpatine's throne stood empty. Anakin Skywalker, scarred, armor victorious, took it for himself. The galaxy witnessed a new emperor's rise, one not hidden behind deception, but ruling through raw, visible power. The clone army pledged allegiance to Emperor Skywalker. His first decree, rebuild the galaxy under a single will, his. But far away, Padme Amidala still lived, unaware of the dark empire born from her husband's survival and of the twin children who would one day challenge the shadow of his rule. The age of Skywalker had begun. The med droid's voice was faint through the haze. "She's stable. Both children are alive." Padme's eyes opened to dim light, her lungs struggling against a memory of Mustafar's heat. The last thing she remembered was Anakin, his eyes burning, his hand closing around her throat. Yet she was alive, hidden in a forgotten wing of the Senate Medical Center, under protection of loyal Naboo attendants and a few surviving members of the Republic's medical corps. Outside, the Republic had fallen. Hollow screens broadcast the rise of Emperor Skywalker, the man once sworn to protect freedom now wearing the crown of tyranny. Padme wept silently, holding her children, Luke and Leia, knowing they were born into a galaxy enslaved by their own father. To protect them, she erased her existence. Bail Organa offered asylum, but the Emperor's spies were everywhere. Padme stayed in the depths of Coruscant, adopting false identities and blending into the sea of refugees displaced by the war. Luke and Leia grew beneath the neon shadows, taught compassion, secrecy, and the difference between power and justice. At night, Padme often stared across the cityscape toward the distant Imperial Palace. She could feel him, Anakin, his presence heavy in the Force. Searching, he believed she had died. But part of him still reached out, unconsciously calling to the light he had lost. Years passed in the dark heart of the Empire, and whispers of rebellion began to spread. Padme felt the Force stirring around her children. Luke's curiosity, Leia's fire. The twins were becoming more than she could hide. One night, the skyline flared with explosions, the birth of open rebellion. And as sirens filled the air, Padme realized the time for hiding was ending. The galaxy would soon learn the Skywalkers had returned. Years passed beneath the rule of Emperor Skywalker. The Clone Wars were over, but the hunt had only begun. Across the Outer Rim, the last Jedi were cornered, their temples burned, their holocrons seized and brought to Coruscant. Yet Anakin did not simply destroy their teachings. He rewrote them. Within the hallowed halls of the former Jedi Temple, now his Imperial Citadel, Anakin assembled a new order of Force users, neither Sith nor Jedi. He called them the Knights of Balance. They were forged from surviving Padawans, broken masters, and loyal clones altered to feel the Force through cybernetic implants. Under his command, they hunted the remaining Jedi, not out of hatred, but to save them from their own lies. Anakin's new code echoed to the galaxy. There is no peace, only purpose. There is no emotion, only control. There is no death, only power. It was a creed that terrified worlds into submission and converted others who had lost faith in the fallen republic. Yet behind the iron mass of his empire, cracks began to form. Whispers spread that the Emperor no longer served darkness, but something far colder. His knights argued among themselves, some seeking redemption, others craving dominance. One night, while meditating atop the ruined council chamber, Anakin felt a ripple through the Force, a spark of light moving unseen. Someone familiar. He turned toward the stars, feeling a presence he had not sensed since Mustafar. Padme. His heart faltered for the first time in years. Somewhere, she lived, and if she lived, perhaps the light he buried had not yet died. The Emperor's focus shifted. The purge would continue, but now he hunted for more than Jedi. 2 decades after the rise of Emperor Skywalker, the galaxy had changed beyond recognition. War had ended, borders had stabilized, and an Imperial fleet patrolled every major system. To the outer worlds, peace had returned, but at the cost of freedom. Statues of the Emperor lined city skylines. His voice echoed in every transmission, and his Knights of Balance enforced order with unwavering precision. Coruscant gleamed brighter than ever. Trade flowed, crime diminished, and even former separatist sectors swore loyalty to the throne. Yet beneath this apparent stability, discontent festered. Entire worlds whispered the same forbidden words. The rebellion lives. On the forgotten lower levels of Coruscant, Leia Organa, known only as a flame, had become a voice of the oppressed. Unaware of her true lineage, she led a secret alliance of senators, smugglers, and surviving Jedi fugitives. Her twin brother, Luke, trained in solitude under an exiled knight, driven by visions of a dark figure standing over the galaxy, his father. Meanwhile, Emperor Skywalker's search for the source of this rising rebellion intensified. He sensed something in the Force, a familiar pulse, a light that refused to die. His general spoke of a mass commander rallying systems in the name of freedom. He knew the truth before they did. The Force runs in their blood. He murmured, and it calls to me. From the outer rim to the core, the galaxy bowed to the Skywalker name. Some in reverence, others in defiance. Every victory of the Empire birthed a new act of rebellion. Every decree of the Emperor ignited another spark of hope. And as both sides unknowingly prepared for the same destiny, the war to decide the Skywalker legacy was about to begin. The heirs of the Empire were coming for their father. For years, Leia Organa had believed she served the greater good. As one of the youngest Imperial senators, she fought to reform her father's empire from within, pushing for diplomacy where others demanded domination. The Emperor tolerated her ambition, calling her my brightest star. But the truth, when it came, shattered everything. While inspecting an Imperial archive on Alderaan, Leia uncovered classified records sealed under her father's personal code. Inside, hollow footage of Mustafar, reports of the Jedi Purge, and the name that chilled her to the core, Padme Amidala Skywalker, her mother, her real mother. The realization struck like lightning. Anakin Skywalker, the Emperor, was her father. Every speech she had made, every vote she had cast, had strengthened the tyranny born from her own blood. The next day, she vanished from Coruscant. Under the alias Commander Solara, Leia resurfaced in the Outer Rim, gathering defectors, mercenaries, and the scattered remnants of the old Republic fleet. Her charisma and tactical brilliance transformed chaos into purpose. She wasn't just another rebel. She was a leader who understood the Empire's mind because it was part of her. From the shadows, she struck at Imperial supply lines, freed enslaved worlds, and spread a single rallying cry across the holonet. Hope is not dead. It is Skywalker blood. Anakin felt her rebellion through the Force long before his spies confirmed it. His rage was silent, cold, and terrifying. So, the daughter becomes a traitor, he whispered. For the first time in years, the Emperor donned his battle armor. His own blood had declared war upon him, and the galaxy trembled at what would follow. Father and daughter were now on a collision course that would decide the fate of the Empire itself. The galaxy burned. From the core worlds to the rim, Leia's rebellion had erupted into open war. Her fleet struck with the precision of a strategist born from Imperial discipline, but guided by compassion. Each victory inspired 1,000 uprisings. Each broadcast of her defiance weakened the Emperor's hold. Emperor Skywalker responded with the fury of a god betrayed. His command ships darkened the skies of entire sectors. Planets that resisted were silenced by orbital fire. To him, the rebellion was not treason, it was personal. My daughter wages war against me. He growled aboard the Eclipse, his black-clad form towering over a galaxy map drenched in red. Yet beneath his iron rage, conflict stirred. Through the Force, he felt Leia's strength, her courage, reflections of Padme. Every encounter between their fleets brought father and daughter closer to confrontation, and every clash deepened the fracture in Anakin's soul. Their war reached its breaking point over Corellia. The rebel flagship Valor faced the Emperor's command vessel in orbit, twin blades of light cutting through the void. When the battle turned to chaos, Leia ordered her ship forward, straight toward the Eclipse. The two finally met amid fire and smoke, sabers igniting like echoes of tragedy reborn. "You've enslaved the galaxy long enough," Leia shouted. "It's time the Skywalker stood for something greater." Anakin's reply was soft, almost sorrowful. "I already tried to save it. You only inherited my failure." Their blades clashed, sparks dancing between bloodline and destiny. As the Eclipse fractured under their battle, the Force rippled across the stars, drawing the attention of another long-hidden figure, watching from exile. The son of Skywalker was about to return. The shattered remains of the Eclipse drifted above Coruscant, its wreckage burning like a dying star. The rebellion's fleet surrounded the capital, the last fortress of the Empire. Amid the chaos, 3 figures stood within the throne room, each bound by the Force, each bearing the Skywalker name. Leia's blade trembled in her hand, exhaustion and fury warring behind her eyes. Across from her, Emperor Skywalker, cloak torn and armor cracked, looked more man than myth for the first time. Between them stood Luke, older, cloaked in gray, his presence calm yet resolute. He had returned from exile, guided by the faintest spark of hope. "Father," Luke said softly, "this ends now." Anakin's voice, once thunder, was quiet. "You think you understand the burden I carry. I brought peace, order. You brought fear," Leia interrupted. "You became the very thing you swore to destroy." Lightning cracked as the Emperor's anger flared, the throne room shaking under his power. Luke and Leia braced themselves, their combined strength pushing back the storm. For a heartbeat, Anakin saw them not as rebels, but as children. His children. Padme's eyes, her spirit, lived in both. The lightning faltered. His mask split, revealing the scarred man beneath. "I only wanted to save what I loved," he whispered. "Then save it now," Luke said, extending his hand. Silence hung in the Force. Then Anakin turned his power inward. The explosion of light consumed the chamber, tearing to the Imperial core, obliterating the dark throne once and for all. When the light faded, the Empire was no more, only peace, and a name whispered across the stars. Anakin Skywalker was gone, but his choice had redeemed the galaxy.